Here we're asked to solve this equation two ways. The first method I'm going to choose is by factoring. Okay, before I try to factor this, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 and clear the fractions. In that case, when I distribute, I'll have 2x squared plus 5x plus 2 equals 0. It'll be so much easier to factor this when I clear out the fractions. Okay, so 2x squared breaks up as 2x times x. 2 factors as 2 times 1. Notice I'm going to put the 2 out there. So when I factor this, I'll have a 1x and a 4x. 1x and 4x adds up to positive 5x if they're both positive. And then a plus 1 times a plus 2 is positive 2. Okay, so once you have it factored correctly, you then set each factor equal to 0. So either 2x plus 1 equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0. Alright, so here 2x equals negative 1, x equals negative 1/2, or x equals negative 2. So here's my two solutions, negative 2 or negative 1/2. Now for the second part of the question, it asks me to solve this by completing the square. Any way I solve this, I should get the same solutions, negative 2 and negative 1/2. Now to complete the square, it's going to be easier to do that if I do not clear the fractions, because the leading coefficient here is 1. So the first step in completing the square is to add the constant term to the other side, and that in this case leaves us with x squared plus 5/2 x equals negative 1. Now I'm going to leave some space here for that special number. The special number that completes the square, you want to look at the coefficient on the x. So I'm looking at 5/2. I have to divide that by 2 and then square it. Alright, when I do that, I'll have 5/2 times 1/2, right, the reciprocal of the denominator, squared, which is 5/4 squared, or 25/16. So the special number here that's going to complete the square is 25/16. Let's go ahead and add that to both sides. When you do that, on the left side, you should be left with a perfect square trinomial, x and x. It's x squared. 25 over 16 factors as 5/4 times 5/4. 5/4 and 5/4 adds up to 5/2 if they're both positive. Now on the right side, we're left with 9/16. Negative 1 plus 25/16, or negative 16/16 plus 25/16. So x plus 5/4 squared equals 9/16. So now we're ready to extract the root. Don't forget, when you take the square root of both sides, you always need that plus or minus. Okay, so x plus 5/4 then has to equal plus or minus 3/4. Square root of 9 is 3, square root of 16 is 4. Okay, so that leaves me with negative 5/4 plus or minus 3/4. Okay, so either x equals negative 5/4 minus 3/4, or x equals negative 5/4 plus 3/4. Okay, either one will be a solution. So let's solve each one here. We have negative 8/4, which is negative 2. And for the bottom one here, we have negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. So negative 2/4 is negative 1/2. So notice here we did get the same two answers, negative 2 and negative 1/2. Any method you use for solving, you should get the same two answers.